Okay, so imagine you got this one ad on the screen, and in 30 seconds you run it through a Pletor workflow, and all of a sudden you've got it in English, German, Korean, French, whatever language you want. I find this is a classic use case that I see a lot of agencies and companies run into when they're going into like local markets. And that's exactly what I wanted to show you with this workflow. So let me walk you through it. Having a look at the workflow itself, super straightforward in terms of what it actually consists of. Realistically, it consists of four main parts. Let's say, for instance, here, this is where you drop your the actual ad itself. So this is the existing ad copy that you have. In this particular case, it is a bottle, French ad. I'll have two more nodes here, brand context, target languages. This target languages are, let's say, for instance, here, this is like the languages that you want to translate this ad into. So let's say, for instance, we'll do German, English, Spanish, and let's stick with Korean. And we'll have brand context. What you could normally put in here, you can also have, add like the website of Vitel in there so they really get a brand context. I find when it's for a simple translation like this, it's more about adding what it is you want this node here, the kind of brain, to do. So for instance, I just kind of said it's a French brand. Just preserve all the names, logos, and trademarks without any other translations. So instead of like it translating Vitel, it's just going to be translating the ad copy here and here. That all gets run through the brain of this entire workflow. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time on this because this is, I guess, like the important part. This is the brain of the entire workflow. So what you'll see here is I have this is the instructions that I've given this particular node. Ads localization copywriter. So it knows exactly all it's going to be doing is taking this visual and just because it's an ad localization, like an ad localization copywriter, all it's going to do is just change the ad copy here. And I'll give it other instructions like, preserve original typography, the font, the color. This part here, again, the instruction is to keep brand names untranslated, so it's not translating the Vitel, for example. And all I wanted to do is return one simple prompt at the end. I don't want it to describe it, nothing else. I just wanted to just give me one simple prompt. And because it's going to be translated into 4 different languages, I wanted to separate each of these language prompts with a minus, minus, minus. And I'm going to get to as to why I did that. So if I run this, again, all it's doing is taking this ad image, understanding the brand context, and then translating it into the target languages. We're going to let it do its thing here. And what comes out of this is the 3 prompts in the 4 languages. So you have translate visual into German. So all the text we had here in French, now it's translated into German. Like I said before, minus, 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 which comes up here as like a long line, but that's going to be a minus, minus, minus. This one is into English. This one is into Spanish. This one is into Korean. So if we look into the split text, we have it on custom separator because I said every single time there's a dash or minus, 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 it's a different prompt. So what I've done here is I've split this in custom. And so every single time, say for instance here, if I do minus, 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 it knows, okay, every single time there's a minus, minus, minus here, that's a different prompt. So I basically split these 4 prompts into 4 prompts. Now we get to the fun part of the actual image generation side of things. So I have these 4 prompts running through image generators, and I have it on loop mode. And what loop mode does is it will take, instead of having to manually generate image, prompt 1, prompt 2, so like language 1, 2, 3, and 4, by turning on loop mode, look, so cost of 1 is 15. If I turn on loop mode for the text, it jumps to 60, which means you can see exactly what's happening here. It's going to output 4 images, total 60 credits. So it's essentially what it's doing is it's taking every single one of these, and instead of manually going in and running the first language, second language, third language, it automatically does this. It just takes this as a reference and then links it with image, the prompt 1. For the second one, takes this as reference image, then prompt 2. So language 1, language 2, language 3, language 4, and you get this as an outcome. And I always like to test out what, different image models and how they perform. So if you were to go Command D to duplicate on Mac, I usually like to use Nano Banana Pro or GPT Image 2, but I also like to test out to see other image generators to see how they work. Because sometimes they actually work better, and sometimes they work worse. So I'm always testing out to see what works best. Let's go with Nano Banana 2 and Image. Exactly. And again, this is all on loop, so it's going to run through all 4 of these. So what we can do is select these. If we do Command G to loop, to group, then you right click on that group, you can run all. So again, instead of me manually typing in like run, I can easily just run all 4 of these at once. And again, I normally like to use Nano Banana Pro or GPT Image 2, but I always like to test out what Seedream can come up with, because again, these tools are always improving, and because you never know, maybe one of them is actually going to turn out to be much better than I thought it would be. And as that is generating, what I would also like to do live, what I find a lot of times agencies or companies come to me and they say, look, we have this ad in a 9:16. We really like the ad. We like the ad copy, but we need it by a 1:1 and a 4:5. So we can also add, let's say in real time, this to the flow as well. So all I'm doing is taking the Nano Banana Pro node. Here, we'll do this, make it a little bit bigger. I'm saying, okay, cool, I'm going to duplicate this. And again, this is assuming I like the Nano Banana Pro. Let's say, assuming that, we go to add image, generate image. I'm going to use Nano Banana Pro for this. We had it in, with this particular one, because I want to change the aspect ratio, we have it in 9:16. Let's go change it to a 1:1. And then we can do the same thing, duplicate, Command D. And I would like also have it in 4:5, let's say, right? So what we can do is we can add a text prompt here. We're going to go here and add a text prompt there. And I have a prompt here that I always save when it comes to changing ad copy. So this will be the 1:1, and this will be the 4:5. And this is an ad. This is a prompt that I always use when it comes to preserving an ad, but just changing the aspect ratio. So you're an expert graphic designer. Adopt the provided ad, this one here, to a 1:1 layout. Again, 1:1 layout here. Keep the original proportions, visual style, rebuild the layout for 1:1, not just resize it. Preserve hierarchy, main text first, then visuals. Crop only if you need it, clean intention, keep illustration or photography consistent, make sure everything feels balanced and readable. And again, I always have that as a copy paste because I find this one has worked the best every single time. And so what I'm going to do is, this is for a 4:5. So a little bit of a tangent here, but let's go back to see what this has come up for us. If you remember, this is what our ad looked like here. We said German, English, Spanish, Korean. So I can do German, English, Spanish, not the Korean, but I'm sure that will be fine. And again, like I said before, do you need to have 4 different types of image generators? Absolutely not. I just like to test it out to see maybe one works better than another one. So let's see. This is Nano Banana Pro, German. Looks good. We translated that into English. Also looks good. And again, remember we said don't change, preserve the original text here. Don't change Vitel. Don't change the fruits into another language. Spanish. Also Korean. And again, Vitel, all that kind of stuff is preserved. So that looks good, as to be expected from Nano Banana Pro. This is with Seedream. I have to say, also pretty impressive. Almost has increased the contrast a little bit. but I have to say it's done a great job. And over the last couple of weeks, Seedream has really, it's been impressive in terms of the new capabilities. So it changes it a little bit in terms of size, but text it has is good. GPT Image 2, again, we're going to do German, looks great. English, Spanish, Korean, and again, only the text is being edited, as you can see. And this is Nano Banana 2, again, almost to be expected that everything here. Oh, here it almost added a little bit of a highlight or something behind it. Also here as well, interesting that it did that. Also add a little bit of highlight there. So see, again, this is why I like to test out different image models, because let's say, for instance, if I were to just use image, Nano Banana 2, and I get this as a result, I say, well, something's up here, and I would have to change the whole prompting. So sometimes it's just the image model and how it interacts or reacts to the prompt itself. For these kind of simple ad localizer, just changing the text of an existing image, I would always use Nano Banana Pro or GPT Image 2. So what I was trying to do before, to add on to this, I wanted to now just change the aspect ratio, because I find now we have it in different languages, but now we need it in 1:1, for example, right? So we would go in here, we have our prompt just to change the layout, nothing else, and let's run it. And same thing with a 4:5. And let's see what that comes up with. So first image has come in. Remember, this was the English one, 9:16. And again, it's preserved everything. Now it's a 1:1. This is a 4:5. It seems to have gone a little bit crazy in terms of adding peaches here. So the 1:1, it did well. But 4:5, it almost added some peaches here. So maybe we can rerun that again. And remember, because we didn't have loop mode on, that's why it just created the one ad. If we were to put loop mode on and say, look, we want to loop all 4 of these, so all 4 of them at the same time are generated. It goes from 15 to now 4. And just to show you guys what this is like, click that. And so now instead of manually going in and saying, oh, I want the German one, 1:1, run. English one, 1:1, run. This is just taking all the 9:16s in different languages and then creating them in 1:1. And let's see what happens here with the 4:5. There you go. See, sometimes you just need to rerun it. And I wish there was, one way to say, look, every single time you have this one prompt and this one image and you're always going to get the exact thing that you want. That doesn't happen with AI. You sometimes have to wrestle with it. And as you saw, I changed nothing from the image or the prompt that I was provided. And now, all of a sudden, the peaches are exactly the same. Let's see what this has come back with. So, German, 1:1, English, Spanish, and Korean. Now, obviously, my Korean is not the best. So if there's any Korean viewers on this video, please let me know if this is all correct. When I was working in an agency, this is such a major pain point that a lot of agencies have, where they say, look, we work in various different markets or various different regions across the world. And I found that there was so much time needed in terms of taking a certain ad and saying, okay, now we like the ad, but we need it in various different languages, and the amount of meetings and the amount of back and forth and time being wasted to make sure certain things were translated, making sure they were translated correctly, graphic designers throwing it back into Photoshop. It was such a drain of time and resources. And so this is such an easier way to say, look, we have the ad copy, we have the ad itself, we just need it to be translated, preserve everything else, and now we also need that in different languages, and also need that in different aspect ratios. A simple, and as you guys saw, as a simple workflow like this, to all of a sudden also add on, okay, we need it in different aspect ratios, took a matter of minutes, and all can be done within Pletor. And this is actually one of many templates that Pletor has. So if you go here to the main screen when you first arrive, when you first arrive here on Pletor, you can go here, resources, templates. This is one of many templates that can be found on Pletor's app. And I really highly suggest or recommend going through them because, again, we have everything from like UGC content, fashion photographers, adding furniture into different product and into different worlds, taking things directly from a Google Drive into a workflow and then sending them back in there. So there's a lot of different templates and workflows. If you're ever feeling like overwhelmed or don't know really where to start on like a project that you have, I assume it's going to be like a template's already been created for you. That you can at least start off with and then tweak as you go along. If we go back to the template, I would say, that's it for me. If you build something cool, using this template, I'll make sure to add a link to this exact template in the description below. We also have started a Discord channel. So if you want to jump on our Discord channel, we have a bunch of other creatives sharing some other really cool stuff. So that's a great way to see what other people are making. And we'd love to see what you guys are also making on there as well. So if you use workflows like this, or you've created another workflow with using another template, obviously feel free to message me, write a comment below, or drop a comment in the Discord channel. I spend so many hours of my day on tools like Pletor that I'd love to be able to share my knowledge. So my idea is that I'll be dropping a new video like this twice a week. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I hope you guys learned something. See you around.